Assalamualaikum.
And
How are you?
I'm very good. Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's start our lecture.
Yeah.
Okay, our today's lecture is about we have to understand how we can maximize the effectiveness of human resources. Now we have to focus on the human resources that are included in our physical resources. So we have to evaluate the methods used to monitor and improve the employee performance. First of all, we have to check either our employees performing well or not. Then we have to see by using which methods we can improve the performance if the employee is under performance. Then we have to assess the effectiveness of reward system in different contexts. So we have to check that if we are giving different type of rewards like bonus or any other thing to our employee, what are the effects on the performance of the employee. Now, what is the employee performance? Employee performance means the output of the employee. That output is the input for any company. So the employee is giving their best to a company. So we have to check either they are giving up a positive impact towards the company or not, or they are a positive uh, employee inside the organization. So first of all, employee are the forces that drives a company forward, because all the activities and all the tasks are done by the employees inside any organization. Without the employees, the organization cannot run. Although the organization have a smooth planning or the latest technology, but still the organizations and the companies need the persons who can handle the situations, the plannings, and the technologies. So it should come as no surprise that the daily performance of the workforce hugely influence the success or failure of a business. So if the 2 or 3% are not working properly and they are not doing their task on time, in the last the company will face the failures in the end, because we have to work as a team inside the organization, and if one person is missing their work and we have divided all the work among the different team members, so some part of the project will be pending. Due to that, we will unable to deliver the whole project towards our customers, so it will go towards the failure. So all the success and failure hugely depending on the performance of our employee. So that performance is how a member of staff fulfills the duties of their role. Either they are efficient, they are doing their work on time. If they are facing any difficulties, they are discussing that things to their managers and their supervisors, and they are telling about they need the trainings, and if we are giving them the trainings, they are responding in a positive manner. So we have to check the role of the employee towards the duty. That means we are evaluating the performance of our employee. So measurement of performance include the quality, quantity, and efficiency of the work. In how much time, how much work has done, and either that was a qualitative work or not, or that work we done that work will have done with lot of mistakes and we have to redo that work again and again. So we also have to measure the quality of our work. It not only the matter of the quantity, we also have to check either the employer is doing a qualitative work or not. Working to improve the employee performance is an ongoing process. We have to put the efforts throughout uh, till our organization is growing. So we cannot say that we have put a little bit effort in the start and we have improved all the problems and that are related to the performance of employee. That is an ongoing process, and we have to update all these processes and methods according to the growth of our company. If our company is growing, we also have to improve the methods that are related to the performance of our employee. Why we have to evaluate the performance of employee? Because our success and the failure of our business is depending on the employee. So we can say that today's market, business must find the ways to maintain and bring out the best performance from their employees. So we have to evaluate and we have to check at which level our employees are working. They are giving their 40%, 50%, 90%. What are the flaws in their work? So we have to improve their skills. So not only does this help to hire, retain, and develop the best talent, but by helping staff to grow within the roles and responsibilities, the company can build a pipeline of future leaders. So we have to give the promotions inside our organization, and we have to choose the leaders from our staff members. So we have to put efforts and we have to polish their skills so we can choose a leader or a manager from our staff members, because they easily can adjust at their post, because they know the environment, they know the working, and they know each and every rule of our organization. When leaders monitor the performance of employees, they can paint a picture of how business is running. So they can imagine that if the employee is giving their best towards the goal of the company, we can say that our company is going towards the growth or towards the success. This is not only help to highlight what companies could be doing in the present to improve their business, but this information also feeds into the future growth plans. So we have, if we are saying that we are going to towards the new goals or new scenarios, or for new we are going to install new technology, so we have to mention that we have to polish the skills of our employee, we have to give trainings to our employee. So we are not talking about the present, we also have to give suggestion and we have to give the methods that will help in the future for the growth of our company. Placing a focus on employee performance does not just benefit the business, it also help the employers to reach their potential, because we are giving additional skills to their skill set, so they will feel it good for their career and also for their potential, while also improving overall performance, which can have positive effects on morale and quality of work produced. If we are giving extra skills to our employee by the trainings and by the guidelines, they will they can do the qualitative work. So lastly, but most importantly, when employees are underperforming, customer may be dissatisfied. If they do not have the communication power, they can't convince the employees, and if they do not have the skills to use the technology, they cannot facilitate the employees and they cannot give the services towards the employees, so the employees will not be satisfied. Customer will not get satisfied. So as a result, the entire business may be affected by the poor performance and struggle to reach the goals, and might be possible the our business will go towards the failure. Now, what are the methods to measure the performance of the employee? Every role is different, so the matrix is used to measure the employee performance will also depend on the role he or she is performing inside the company or the business. So, according to their role and according to their work, we have to give the judgment. So, but in journal, there are the main ways to measure the performance are quality of the work, speed and efficiency, trust and consistency. So we will discuss these one by one. Now, how performance are measured? We will check these three things for these are the basics of that things: level of creativity, amount of consistent improvement, customer and peer feedback, sales revenue generated, responsiveness to the towards the feedback, percentage of tasks completed on time, being on time and on budget. Now, quality of the work, that means a lot. If the work is done on time and our an employee is doing their work before the time, but that work is not according to the goal and according to the scenario, that works does not helps towards the success or towards the goal. So if the work does not match towards our planning or towards our goal, we have to redo that work again and again. So the qualitative work is the most important thing that can belongs towards the performance of the employee. So standard of work produced is a key indicator of the performance. Our employees putting the maximum effort to ensure high quality results. So we have to check that according to the skills that are mentioned inside their skill set, as we have recorded each and every detail of our employees, so we know that what are the skill set of our employees. So we have to check that either the employee is performing their best according to their skills or not. Are performance objectives being met? Quality of work provides the basis to analyze all other elements of their performance. If the work is good and according to the quality and according to the scenario, according to the goals, then we can check that either that work is done on time, that is an efficient, that work is done efficiently or not. So we have to measure other things after checking the quality of the work. Speed and efficiency. We have to check that what is the time taken to do any task by the employee. So looking at how much employee accomplish in an average week, month, or quarter, how does this match up to your expectations? Like we have assigned a task towards an employee and we have give the time of 1 week, and the employee is taking more than 1 weeks or more than 2 weeks, we cannot say that and the employee is doing the work efficiently. So we have to check either according to our expectations they have completed the task or not. Are deadlines met, vastly improved, or on, or is time wasted? So we have to check either they are utilizing the time inside the office or they are only wasting their time to talking with with other employees, or they are only wasting their time by sitting idle. So we have to check either the employee is utilizing their time or not. Efficiency is the result of maximum output at least cost. So this is vital to aware of within your company. So we have to check either the employee done their work within the specified time or not. Or 90% of done work is done according to the deadline. So we can say that how much maximum output is given towards the business. Level of creativity. So there are different scenarios in which the employee has to take the decisions. So they have to give the solutions towards the problem. So a creative person or a logical minded person can do or the solve that critical situations very easily. So we have to check either in different or difficult situation what is the response of an employee. So creativity is one of the most important points in evaluating the employee performance, because a creative person can take a better or the best decision. How often did employee question basic assumptions about a problem and come up with a new solution? So we have to check which employee is giving the best solution and who is giving the solution towards the problems. Did they think outside of the box and successfully take risk on their own? So we have to check either they are thinking according to the same rules and regulations or according to the same scenarios, or they are giving the unique ideas and they are ready to take the risk by their selves. By keeping track of the incidents of creative, well-informed risk-taking, we can identify and reward high performance in a meaningful way. So we can check either they are doing the logical work or not. Amount of consistent improvement. So if employee is doing their work good and they are not giving improvement in their performance, giving improvement in their efficiency, we cannot say that their performance is good enough. So we have to give the consistent, we have to give the continuous improvement in the performance of the employee. So consistent improvement across the board is the most important factor in the performance evaluation. No employee has the capacity to truly excellent at every evaluation point on over quarterly review from. However, every employee has the opportunity to improve each day, month, quarter, and year. If we have evaluated that one employee is underperformance, in next quarter might be possible that employee has improved his performance a lot. So no matter We have checked that one employee was good enough, but in next quarter he or she is not doing the work well. So we have to check either the performance of employee is consistent or not. The desire and effort to become better is most rewardable quantity. So we have to learn from our mistake. If we have done any mistake, we cannot say that we have to stop here. We have to improve our performance and we have to recover our mistakes. We have to polish our skills, and then we have to take a new start from the new day or from the new time period. Customer and peer feedback. So we have to check either a customer and the person who is working with the employee is giving the positive feedback about the employee or not. So an employee with good customer feedback, even one who is not making sales, can improve. If the communication power of that employee is good, we can put a little effort on that employee and we can improve the performance of that employee. One who has negative feedback will most likely go down in sales over time. If one person is going harsh during the sales, or the customer is giving the negative feedback to that employee, there is less chances to improve the performance of that employee. So remember that a customer can also be any internal peer who works with for or alongside this employee. So that can be a customer and that can be a person who is working along with that employee. Sales revenue generated. The revenue that may each employee bring in on a monthly basis reflects on that individual's overall performance. So we have to check how much profit is given by any employee. The majority of company is made up of sales representatives and they are measured by the total number of venues they sign up to be listed on oversight, which translates into how much revenue is made from those venues. So we have to check that how much sales has done, which product is sold by the employee, how much profit that employee gains. Sometimes the one employee is selling the 10 items, but that items are giving only profit of $10 or $20. But one employee is selling two products, but that are expensive products, and these products are giving $50 in the profit or $60 in the profit. So we have to check the revenue that is generated by the sales of that employee. So we can measure either the performance of employee is good or not. Responsiveness to the feedback. Every person is giving the guideline and feedback to the employee. So we have to check either according to the feedback, the employee is taking it serious and improving the behavior or not. So if an employee is doing something incorrectly, executive do not want to hear excuses or justifications. They need the improvement. However, executives also don't want staff member to blindly adjust to their commands. Sometimes managers may not be able to understand the situation of the employee. So they not only want to listen the yes or okay, they also want to listen the reasons, or sometimes the situations can be explained towards that manager, but they need the improvements in the behavior of the employee. So ideal worker would take the feedback and really think critically such that he understand why he is being asked to change. So they have to check what are the limitations in the skills of that employee, or he has to way conversation with the executive or supervisor about what is working and what is not. So if there is less technology or the burden of the work is more than the capacity of the worker, so he or she can discuss that thing with the executives, and according to that they can go towards the solution. Percentage of tasks completed on time. So we have to check how much tasks are completed out of the total tasks given to the employees. So each team member must maintain an up-to-date task list they can use to monitor their deliverables and measure their progress. When evaluating the employees' performance, check their rate of completion and evaluate the quality of their task to ensure that they are working on things that are in line with the growth of the company. Not only we are seeing that they have completed the task, also we have to check that that task is completed error free or not, the quality of the work is good or not. Being on time and on budget. We go by delivering on time, on budget. We have to do the task within the time and within given budget. We are not going to do it more at more expenses. We have to manage each and everything according to the expenses that are decided in the planning document. So we track every project and deliverable and determine whether it is on time and on budget. We consider the person responsible time as part of the budget. Now, how to evaluate the performance? There are different methods. These was the criterias on which we are checking the performance of our employee. Now we have to check which methods can be used for the to check these criterias are these things inside the performance of the employee. So without proper evaluation of individual employee performance, you may waste valuable time and effort implementing the improvement plans. If we are giving the improvement plans and we are not sure about the actual performance of our employee, we are wasting over time. So there are some popular ways to evaluate the employee performance. 360-degree feedback, objective based performance, a twist on SWOT, ranked performance on sales, and self evaluation. Now we will discuss these one by one. 360-degree feedback. As the name suggests, this method takes a look at feedback, opinions, and assessments from a circle of the people. So we have to take the feedback from the peers who are working with the employee. This include the team members, supervisors, and others that the employee work within the company. So we have to take the feedback from them, and then we have to check or the evaluate the performance, and we can give different ranks to the performance of that employee by going beyond what the direct managers see. You are instead shown a well-rounded view of the performance. So not only a single person, like not a manager or not a single supervisor, is giving their opinions about the performance of the employee. We are taking the feedback from all the person, and then we are evaluating according to that feedback. Objective based performance. With this method, manager and employees work together to develop performance goals and set clear deadlines for the completion. So we have to set different objectives that on which the quality and the performance is based. So when employees are involved in the process of creating their objectives, they can see how their individual goals contribute to larger company goal. So when we and the employee is also involved to create different objectives, so he or she can analyze or can judge how important their role is towards the business and how their role is related to the goal of the company or for the success of the company. So this creates more understanding of what needs to be done and why it is important. So we are giving a free hand towards the employee, so the employee can decide the objectives or the tasks that is done by that employee, and the employee can see what are the effects of that task on the goal of the company. So they can know that why that work is needed and why that work is important. So this method also helps to increase the engagement and motivation for the employee, while making it very easy to define success and failure of the employee. So when employee is deciding the task, so employer can easily set, and in the employee is completing the task, so the employer can easily define the success of that employee or the failure of that employee. A twist on SWOT. For performance evaluation, it is best to swap weakness with the areas for the development. So we have to cover over weak areas with the development. So think of the opportunities as future opportunities for growth of your employee and their development within the company too. So we have to check that, like, if we are giving the task towards the employee and employee is improving, are giving best towards that task, we can give the mm, uh, future opportunities, we can give the bonus, we can give different positions inside the company towards that employee. So we have to see the opportunities that can be the future growth. Starting with the strength allows manager, but also importantly employees themselves to say what they feel they are good at. So the employee must know what are their best are the strongest area. So the we will start from the strength of any employee. So that will help to indicate where employees might like to develop the further. So they have to tell that these are their best sides, or these are their interest areas, and they have to add that skill set in their uh, record or in their career, so we can work on these areas. This method can also be a great way to find out if the employee feels that anything about the business is holding them back, or if they feel they are lacking important resources. So if they need any new machinery, any technology, any training, we have to provide that. For example, by mapping out these different areas of performance, both the manager and employee can work together to create a plan for the development. So the employee is mentioning their interest, and the manager is developing a plan through which they can give the future planning for the development or for the growth of the employees skill set or employees performance. Next, performance on scales. We have to set a scale, like out of 5, out of 10, out of 15. So we have to give the grades towards the employee. So a traditional method is using the numbered scale such as 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 to rank an employee's performance in specific area. So these scales are commonly used as they are easy to understand for both employees and for the managers, and they allow for easy comparison between the team members and take little administration and can be adopted to any business need. So we are giving grades according to the scale. So manager or HR can set the criteria to be ranked, often including behavior, ability, or project. So we have to get set different areas, and in that areas we have to give numbers to our employees. Self evaluation. In this method, the employee judge their own performance against questions set by the employer. So we are giving the performer towards the employee, and according to that performer, the employee is giving the answers and can analyze the performance of him or herself. This method is most useful when used alongside a verbal performance review. So we can use that thing in that when we are discussing different things. Although some employee may find it difficult to know where they stand, when you can spot the difference between the what employee thinks of their own performance and what you think, so there can be different opinions that a person is thinking about himself, or the manager is thinking about him. So you will find some interesting points to discuss in the meeting. So if their opinions are different in the meeting, they can discuss why there is a difference between their opinions. So this method also helps employees to understand what the performance review will look at, which can ease any concerns. So they can know on which criteria the manager is judging the performance of that employee. So they can easily understand the scenarios or the scales, and they can be get tension free and can do their work according to that scales. Now, what is performance management? We have to manage the performance of the employee to for the improvement or for the growth. So performance management is an ongoing process between the manager and the employee. Manager has to check why the employee performance is not good, or what is the strength of the employee, what are the negative areas of the employee, and then manager has to work on these areas, which is the that Working is used to maintain and improve the performance of a workforce and support accomplishments of the planned objectives of the company. Because when we are working on the improvement of the performance of the employee, along with that, the objectives and the goals of the company can be accomplished. So it helps companies become more successful and stay ahead of their competitors, because the employee will be loyal to these companies and they are giving their best towards that company, because we are the managers are putting efforts in for the employee, for the improvement of their behavior or for improvement of their skills. So it involves measuring, reporting, and managing progress to improve performance at both individual and corporate level. Now, right performance management technique. Performance management techniques typically form to address the following. We have to monitor the performance, like we have to judge the performance of our employee. Progress check, we have to give the reviews, and then we have to make the summaries how we can overcome the negative areas of the employees. Setting expectations, if we have again going toward the evaluation, what are our expectations from the employee? Either they have to do 40%, they have to do 80%, they have to do 70%, they have to do their work according to which scale, like they must take 4 out of 5, they must have to take 9 out of 10. So we have to set our expectations, what we are requiring from our employee, what the employee have to achieve. Then we have to offering the incentives for recognition, reward, and to help tackle poor performance. So we have to give different bonus or different guidelines or different things to improve the performance. Continued professional development, conference, training, and coaching will be done. So these are the right performance management techniques. So we have to not only monitoring the performance or not only giving the points towards the employee, also we have to set the goals, or we have to plan how we can improve the performance. And if one is doing their best, how we can give reward to that employee. Performance management process, that is an ongoing process, but the performance management process has 5 key elements for the success. First thing is planning and goal setting. We have to set our goals, and for that goal we have to do the plannings. So goal must be set, and how these goals will be evaluated must be made clear and given specific time frames for the achievement. So we have to set all the steps toward that will take us towards that goal. Management and employee involvement. For reviews to work, employees need to know the process is not just to tick box exercise. Employee need to be engaged in the process, and that it is a two-way process between the manager and the employee. So if we are giving the training, the employee also have to give response for that training and show the interest inside that training. So that is not only a one-way process. We have set the goal, we are giving the trainings, we are giving the guidelines, we are improving the technology inside the office, but still the employee is not giving any positive response. So that will not work. So that is a two-way process. Not only employee is saying yes, that is okay or that is good. Also, the employee has to show the interest and mm, give the improvement. Monitoring and feedback. This allows tracking of an individual's performance and provides them with ownership of their development. So we have to give feedback to the employee. We have to tell what is the strength of that employee. Then we have to give guidelines according about the negative area of the employee. So it also allows an opportunity to provide the help and support if the employee needs this to help to achieve their goals. So feedback intervals could be monthly or quarterly. So we have to give the feedback. That feedback will be helpful for employee for the improvement. Then development and improvement. We have given the feedback. Now we have to check how they can develop their performance and which improvements are required. So, following monitoring of employees' further improvement and development will be need to encourage an employee on target to meet their goal should be encouraged to exceed and go beyond the goal that was set. So, we have to give appreciation and we have to check either they are improving their performance after over feedback. So for the appreciation, we have to give the reward and compensation for employers to continue to achieve and develop. There need to be some kind of encouragement for them to do this. So this include the salary increase, bonus shares in the business, extra holidays, and the promotions. Anything can be given towards the employee. These are the top performance management techniques: training, utilize feedback, key performance indicators and matrices, performance appraisals, management by objectives, balanced scorecards, and personal development plans. First thing is training. If we are working in a technology era, we have to update that technology on quarterly basis or on yearly basis. So we have to give training about the new technology that we have installed inside the business. So the training is needed for the new techniques and for the new skills, and we have to compete over competitors inside the market, and we have to improve the skill set of our employees. So we have to give trainings. So employee training and development programs are essential to the success of the businesses worldwide, because the new techniques are coming day by day. So we have to update the performance and business according to these new techniques and technologies. Not only do these programs offer opportunities for the staff to improve their skill, but also for the employers to enhance employee productivity and improve company culture. So they help both or give opportunity to the both sides. The employee is improving their skills and the employer is taking the productive work from the employee. So considering the costly prospect of the employee turnover, companies are seeking ways to keep employees on the board. So we will try that the uh, rate of switching jobs or giving resigns or going to other companies inside of our employee will be less. So we have to make it sure that the turnover of the employee will be less. So training and development are important to reduce the employee turnover. Now utilize the feedback. If an employee is underperforming, they may not know it. So sometimes the employee is not sure that he or she is not working properly. So we have to give the feedback. A meeting should be held to identify the possible causes for their underperformance, and we have to give solutions to that employee. When we are giving the feedback to any employee who is not working well, it is vital that the manager does not just give the negative feedback. We have to start from the positive feedback, because every employee has the strength, also the weak areas. So positive feedback is needed also to encourage them to continue to do the good things they are doing. The managers need to let underperforming employees know what their strengths are. So we have to tell them. So that feedback not only be given on the yearly basis, we have to give that feedback on the regular basis, like after 1 week, after 1 month. If we are giving the feedback after 1 year or on the yearly basis, that can stress the team, because there are a lot of things they have to change inside their performance. So we have to give them, are they are thinking that they are doing the right, but after 1 year we are telling them that you are wrong in that area, you are not doing that thing properly. So we are giving stress to our team members. So we have to give the regular feedback, for example, on the monthly basis. That helps to keep the teams motivated and engaged, so they can update their performance time by time. Key performance indicators and matrices. These provide a way to measure how well companies, units, projects, and individuals are performing in their relation to their strategic goal and objective. So we have to set the key measurements are key performance indicators, and we have to check the performance according to these key performance indicators. So the main value of KPIs as a management technique is enabling data driven performance conversation and better decision making. So up in the last they can observe that performance according to their key performance indicators, and they can take the decisions. So well designed key performance indicators should be vital directional instruments that provide a clear picture of current levels of performance and show if the business is where it needs to be. So we have to set the scenario criterias according to our business criteria. Management by objective. This process is defining specific objectives and setting out how to achieve each individual objective. So we are assigning different tasks to individuals, and then we have to check the performance of that individual according to that task. It is powerful for specific work that must be done one step at a time. So this method is good way to create a culture of working towards the common goals as we are dividing the task among different team members, and then we are checking either they have done their task or not. And then we will compare and that task according to the goal. As once each objective is achieved, those involved are aware of their achievements with help which helps to improve the morale and motivation. So management by objective measure individuals' performance and compares that performance to the standards previously set. So we have to check either the employee has improved the performance or not. Performance appraisals. They these are probably the most commonly used individual performance management techniques. We are giving the appreciations when used when these techniques are that technique is used properly. They can be very powerful technique that can align the goal of individual with the strategic aims of the business. So we can get the positive or maximum feedback, maximum output from the employee. So to be beneficial, employees must feel the appraisal is a regular, fair, honest, and constructive two-way conversation between them and their manager. If they are not, then appraisals can become a tick box exercise and end up to demotivator, which can lead to a decline in the employee performance. So we have to give the appreciations, and we have to give the proper feedback or the good feedback towards the employee own, but that must be on the regular basis. Now balanced scoreboards, they are one of the best known management frameworks and has been popular over the last 20 years. It was voted one of the most powerful business idea ever in the Harvard Business Review. So managing performance using the balanced scorecard helps business to we have to um, give the scorecards towards the employee that will clarify their strategy and communicate their business priorities and objectives. So they have to check that they are doing their work in a best way. So they have to go in the similar way. So monitor progress by measuring what extent priorities and objectives are being delivered. So they can check that at which state they are standing, define and manage the action plans to ensure innovatives are in place to deliver the business priorities and the objectives. So we have to check the status of all the things according to the scoreboards. Personal development plans is an action plan that is based on the reflection of an employee performance and the needs. So employee has to check that which things are required. So the employee set out the goals for future performance and action that will support personal development that are needed to for the growth of their performance. So they are often used to identify the specific training and development needs and create action plans to meet those needs. So they tell that which courses are required, which trainings are required. So PDPs help employees set out how they want to grow and what action need to take to achieve that growth. So this help employers to feel more invested in the business and know the role they play in the success of the business. Individual performance techniques to check the individual performance of the employee. When managing individual performance, the best suited techniques are personal development plans, performance appraisals, utilize feedback management by objectives, and the trainings. So they are the best techniques for the individual performance that we have studied previously. Techniques for team performance are balanced scoreboards, peer reviews, are 360-degree feedback, and key performance indicators and matrices. Now we have to check why the employee is underperform. So there are different reasons, or there are various reasons why employees are not performing at their optimal level. Some reasons are valid and hold clues for fixing the issue without employee replacement. So we can handle these issues. There is no need to replace that employee. Keep an open mind without jumping to the conclusion. We are not going towards direct the conclusion that the person is not interested to improve the performance. We have to check the scenarios. The door of communication should remain open so you can discuss concern and address them directly. Sometimes the employee is overburdened, so we have to communicate with the employee why the work is pending, why he or she is not meeting the deadlines. So we have to discuss each and everything. For instance, you might notice in the latest attendance report that an employee has excessive tiredness. So we can check either the employee is feeling any difficulty in the work or not. So ask the employee why he or she arrived at work so late in the past few weeks. So if the employee is regular and for some time he or she is not coming on time, we have to ask the reason. When the objective is to find a solution, you might discover that issue of personal or domestic nature are the reasons of the employee tiredness. So we have to check the reasons. So perhaps you can adjust regular standards while the employee works through the issue. So just make sure other employees know without sharing personal details. So we have to inform others to cooperate with that employee if he or she has any domestic reasons or any health issues. So we have to inform the others, but we are not telling the exact reason to other employees. So we are not disclosing the reason of that employee. You want to avoid the appearance of favoritism, which can have its own negative effect on the performance and the morale. So we have to be do justice with all the employees. No, there can be the reasons of underperform: insufficient capabilities. We are giving the task that does not match the skill set of the employee. So the employee has not capacity to do that task. So far, some employee inefficient skill or lack of experience may inhibit their ability to perform their job successfully. If just one of these factors are missing, that increase the chances that employee will underperform. So we have to give the task towards the employee according to their skill set. Unclear goal and accountabilities. We are not clearing the things towards the employee. Not we have not given the clear instructions towards the employee. So employees need very clear direction about their responsibilities along with their expectations for the achievement. We have to tell what things are demanded by the employee. So daily work schedule that include job priorities might get bumped by a crisis or chances in that direction. So keeping accountabilities clear will help to minimize the conflict. So we have to make everything clear. Now these are the techniques to improve the performance of the employee. Communicate clear expectations, make sure performance appraisals are consistent, make employee development a priority, take steps towards improving the morale, empower employee to do their jobs well, utilize the right technologies, discuss both the highs and lows. We are not only discussing the negative points, we have to discuss the highs. Provide consistent feedback as they progress, create a positive workplace culture, act when you don't see the improvement. When we have given all the things towards the employee, then we have to take the action. Communicate clear expectations. Making sure employees are clear about their work assignments mean communicating those expectations well. We have to tell that we need 4 out of 5, or we have to need that assignment within 1 week. So we make everything clear. So continue to manage what is expected through frequent communication, and we are giving reminders to the employee after some time. So we are frequently communicating with the employee. So there is no communication gap with the employer and with the employee. So if employee can explain objectives in their own words, it is good chance that they know what to do and how to get it be done. So we are giving the freedom towards the employee. Make sure performance appraisals are consistent. So regular and timely appraisals ensure employees know where they stand at all the time. So we have to give the feedback, and we can set the meetings, or we can send the emails, so we communicate with the employee to give the appraisals. So conducting performance appraisals regularly also keeps goal in the forefront of daily tasks. So they know they are going on the right track. Make employee development a priority. So we have to give importance towards the employee. So we are not only telling them to do the work, we also have to tell them how important their work is towards the organization. So we have to tell that they are important for our organization, their development, their skills are important. So where you see yourself in 5 years, this is a common interview question. So now the 5 years have passed, so we have to check either the employee has achieved all the goals that he or she told in the interview, or they are still struggling to reach their full potential in the organization. If they are struggling for that, this is not good for them. We have to give the trainings or different opportunities towards that employee. And if they are at that level, maybe this is a good time to readdress these goals and plan accordingly. Work to close any skill gaps that will not only help them to achieve long-term goals, but will also benefit your company with their skills, help you to fulfill the business objective. So we also offer different courses time by time, so we can improve their skills, and their skills will improve the performance of our company. Take steps towards improving the morale. So employees perform better when they are satisfied with their job. So we have to review these things on regular basis. Either the work environment is good, they are getting the benefits from the company, they are their salary is enough to meet their needs, employee understanding of the mission and the vision. Employees who understands how their role helps the company succeed are often more willing to do their work best. So we have to tell them how important their work is and how they are important for the company. Empower employees to do their jobs well. So empowering the employees can take on many forms as they gain the authority to make decisions that have a huge impact on their success. Then when we are giving them the free hand, they can do their work in more effective way, and they are taking a lot of interest in that task. So whether it is giving them input on the goals and objectives, or allow them to access their data without going to HR, minor roadblocks will not block their progress. So we are giving them a smooth way towards their goal. So they have to they have the resources they need, yet know they are held accountable without being micromanaged. So we are not bounding them, we are giving them a free access towards their goal. Utilize the right technology. So we have to provide the latest technology towards the employees so they can easily do their work, and only they have to put little effort towards the work. They have to do creativity more, and the most of the things will be done by using the technologies. So implement technology platform that drive performance and engagement daily. So technology is crucial in today's workforce, especially if we have decentralized staff. So we have to make a networking environment through which we can communicate with one another. So mobile employees remain part of the team through powerful communication channels to keep everyone on the same page. So either the employee are doing work remotely, they can be a part of the team who is working inside the office. So organizational success thrives when the right rules and the systems are in place. So simply wanting to know how to improve the employee performance without including employee concern may not help you to achieve and you cannot set your goal. So we have to acknowledge the employee, and we have to know which type of improvement is demanded by the employee. Utilize the right technology, create times to have regular meetings and discussions, perhaps not waiting until the performance appraisals day to talk about the areas of concern. So we have to give the continuous feedback in the meetings or through the emails. So waiting until your company experiences massive losses is the worst time to swing into the action. So we have to discuss the things before the loss or before the failure, being early at the first sign of trouble to determine the most effective way to change an underperforming workforce in a solid team. So we have to do that at the right time so we can improve the performance. Discuss both the highs and lows. We are not focusing on the weak areas of the employee. Also, we have to tell the positive areas to them. So, focusing just on the areas for the improvement could knock your employees' confidence and could lead to the bitterness if they feel that their hard work in other areas is going unnoticed. So, we have to tell them they have the strength to do the work. A little bit improvement is required. So, we have to give the suggestions in a positive way. When you recognize their hard work, employee will know that they are valued member of the team and will continue to put this effort into their work, and then they will get ready to improve the skills. Make sure the employee leaves the conversation with a clear understanding of their strength, any areas for the development, and the steps that should be taken to get there. So we have to make these things clear. Provide consistent feedback as they progress. We have, if they are going towards the growth, we have to give the positive feedback. So frequent feedback helps employees to become more comfortable with receiving the feedback in general. By frequently feeding back, you can help employees to stay on the track as they work to improve rather than any issue being saved for more formal review. So we have to tell them they are going towards the growth. It's important for performance improvement that employee know where they stand and how they are progressing. So we have to tell them they will then be more aware of how they are going and what steps need to be taken for the future improvement. Create a positive workplace culture. A positive workplace culture help to cover the way of higher engagement, greater motivation, and better performance. So we have to provide them the healthy environment. Review elements such as how aligned employees are with the company vision and mission, the employee benefit offers, and how the business operates. For example, the work environment and elements like flexibility or holiday policies. So we have to make the comfortable environment for our employees. If they are feeling them comfortable, they can do their work in a better way. So the workplace culture should give employee the stage to perform to their best level. A strong, high performance workplace culture allow employees to be focused and engaged without any negative, there will be no distraction that are bothering them at the workplace. So the most simple way to find out if your workplace culture is right for the employee is we have to ask them. Act when you don't see any improvement. We have given the training, we have given the feedback, we have done each and everything, and there is no improvement, then we have to take the action. If you have worked with your employee to set clear goals, expectations, and a plan for the improvement, and they still are not working to make change, you have to act on this. If you don't, employee will feel that it's fine to underperform or have to be micromanaged. This also demotivating for those who are performing well. So they also think that there is no need to work hard. Address the issue and lack of improvement with a written or verbal warning. So we have to give the warning to that employee. By monitoring development and acting on this, you will maintain a productive and performance oriented workplace. Now we will discuss the performance management and reward system. Reward system means we have to given the reward towards the well performing employees. So these can be incentives that given to the staff members based on the individual performance, team performance, or overall performance of the organization. So these rewards come in different forms that can be payment, on time bonus, pay rise, stock options, sporting event tickets, and extra time off. There are different types of the rewards. These rewards types are performance based pay, bonus, advancements or promotions, status, share options, and stock options. Now we will discuss these rewards one by one. Performance based pay for employees, performance based compensations is a reward for their hard work and acts as an acknowledgement of their hard work or contribution towards the firm as they are doing their best. So the performance based salary or payment also refers the additional compensations or additional payment, or we can say that a reward in form of payment can be given to the employees that have performed beyond their expectations or above their specified goals, so that are acknowledged by doing giving them a performance based rewards. So employees earn additional salary, but the performance based compensation seeks to reward them for their high performance above their job requirements. Bonus, the bonuses can be given on the yearly basis or quarterly basis. That can be the extra payment, 3 to 4 salaries can be given in the advance, or 3 or 4 salaries can be given towards the employee on the events. So if you offer staff extra pay for performing to a certain level, they will feel well rewarded and try more hard work in the future. So employee bonus and reward schemes are valued at many companies. While we often think of bonus are being paid in cash, they do not have to be. Non-cash options include the vouchers or prepaid cards, which can offer good value when purchased in the bulk. So if we are working in commerce or e-commerce, we can give them different vouchers. Employee awards that recognize expectational individuals' performance and maybe go along with by cash or voucher. Gifts such as electronic devices or luxury items can be given to them. So bonus does not mean we are only giving the cash, we can give them other gifts. Promotions. High promotions means moving up of an employee to the higher rank. It involves an increase in the salary, position, responsibility, status, and the benefit. So based on and the organizational policies, these promotions are based decisions are taken on different aspects. There can be the length of service, their experience, their seniority, their performance, or their skills. Employee promotion facilitates the critical career path and growth of an individual. If we are not going towards the growth and the promotions, the employee can not feel satisfied. So employee promotion is also a helpful tool for reducing the turnover and dissatisfaction. Profit sharing, if an employee is generating too much revenue, we can offer them the share inside the revenue. So the profit sharing refers to the strategy of creating a pool of the mons to be distributed to employees by taking a stated percentage of company's benefit. So the amount given to an employee is usually equal to a percentage of employee's salary and is distributed after a business closes. It looks for a year, so we can offer them on the annual basis. That profit can be given to the employees. The idea behind the profit sharing is to reward employees for their contributions towards the company goal, and the company will do work more harder and it will encourage the employee. Stock options, we can give them the chance to purchase the stock on the break even um, uh, ratio or on very less in very less amount. So the stock option programs give employee the right to buy a specified number of companies share at a fixed price that can purchase different goods from the company for a specific period of time, usually 5 years or 10 years. They are generally authorized by a company board of directors and approved by its shareholders. So all the authorized person will approve that. Like profit sharing plans, stock options usually reward employees for sticking around, serving as a long-term motivator. Like profit sharing plans, stock options usually reward employees for serving them in a good manner. Status, we are giving them the luxury life. We can give them the transport, we can give them the education, we can support their family. So we can provide the authorities to the employee so he or she can take decisions by their own. We can also increase pay scale. We are increasing their status. This will develop their interest in the work. We can give different opportunities to upgrade their social status by providing them the medical facilities, transport, house, or education support for the kids. Performance management tips for the managers. Managers are the vital role in promoting employees' commitment, motivation, engagement, and are the key to development and encouragement of the employee. The top 7 tips for the managers to promote enhanced employee performance are: set meaningful and attainable expectations. So we are not only setting the expectations randomly, we have to know what is the meaning behind them, and either the employee can be able to do work according to that expectations or not. Be clear about the expectation and explain what measures will be used. Approach the process as a collaborative effort. Work with the employees to engage them in the process and gain employees' ideas to lead to the achievement of the business goal. So we are not working as a boss. The manager have to work as a leader. Provide employees with the necessary tools they need. We have to facilitate them. Frequently access and communicate progress. Feedback should be timely and make specific reference to each goal. So we have to communicate on the regular basis. There is no miscommunication between the manager and the employee. We have to provide the guidelines. We have to mention the hurdles, and we have to give the strength towards the employee, and we have to tell what is the power of the employee and what are the strength areas of that employee. And also we have to tell which things must be improved in their career. Don't leave feedback until end of the year. Feedback should be done monthly or quarterly and should be done via face-to-face meetings. So we have to tell by face which things are needed to be improved. Provide employee recognition. So we have to give appreciation to the employee as a manager. Is there any issue in the lecture?
No, it's fine.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Allah Hafiz.